Welcome to our gaming review podcast. Today, we're discussing Tiny Tina's Wonderlands, a spin-off title from the Borderlands series. Joining me is gaming expert Alex. Alex, thanks for being here.
Thanks for having me. I'm excited to share my thoughts on Tiny Tina's Wonderlands.
So let's dive right in. What are your overall impressions of the game?
I think Wonderlands is a fantastic game that outshines its predecessors. The addition of varied class options, great ability and spell systems, and exceptional voice acting make it a standout title.
That's great to hear. What specifically did you enjoy about the game's combat system?
I loved the mix-and-match class options, which allowed me to experiment with different playstyles. The ability and spell systems were also incredibly satisfying, and the loot distribution, although a bit weak early on, was still enjoyable.
I've heard that the game's story is also a highlight. Can you tell us more about that?
Yes, the story is fantastic. The writing is witty and humorous, and the voice acting is top-notch. The game's use of meta-commentary, particularly with the Bunker Master and the other players, adds a layer of depth and humor to the narrative.
That sounds like a lot of fun. What about the game's post-game content? Is it enough to keep players engaged?
The Chaos Chamber, the game's in-game mode, provides a significant challenge and a means to continue hoovering up loot. While it may not keep players coming back for months on end, it's still a great way to extend the game's replay value.
Thanks for sharing your thoughts on Tiny Tina's Wonderlands, Alex. It's clear that you're a fan of the game.
Thanks for having me. I highly recommend checking out Wonderlands if you're a fan of the Borderlands series or just looking for a fun and engaging gaming experience. As a fan of the Borderlands series, I was eager to see how this game would live up to the standards set by its predecessors.
So, what were your initial impressions of the game? Did it meet your expectations?
While the game has its moments, I felt that it fell short in some areas. The character customization was a highlight, with a wide range of options and a nice touch of inclusivity with the pronoun selection feature. However, the gameplay felt a bit too similar to Borderlands, and the lack of incentives to explore certain areas was a disappointment.
That's a great point. The game's writing and humor were definitely a return to form for the series, but it's not enough to make up for the lack of depth in the gameplay. What did you think of the endgame content?
The Chaos Chamber was a nice idea, but it felt a bit shallow. The roguelike-style dungeon run was fun for a few runs, but it didn't offer much in terms of content or replay value. I was hoping for more of a true Vault Hunter mode or a similar system to keep players engaged.
I see what you mean. The game's story was definitely a highlight, with a poignant twist that really hit home. Can you tell us more about that?
Yes, the story was a great aspect of the game. The connection between Tiny Tina and Roland was beautifully handled, and the use of the tabletop game as a coping mechanism for Tiny Tina's grief was a great touch. It added a layer of depth to the story that I wasn't expecting.
Well, it's clear that you have some mixed feelings about the game. Do you think it's worth playing, and what do you think the developers could do to improve it?
While it's not a perfect game, I still enjoy my time playing it. I think the developers could improve the gameplay by adding more depth and variety, as well as more incentives to explore certain areas. With some future DLC, I think the game could be even better.
Thanks for sharing your thoughts, Alex. It's been great having you on the show.